I make $100 to $150 a month just by selling my aquarium plant trimmings. If you'd like to start this simple side hustle, there are 5 important things you can do to get a quick sale and repeat business. Let's get right into it. When I got this 17-gallon about 3 years ago, I felt bad about throwing away the plants after a big trim. So I thought, why not give it away for free? And the first couple times I did it, I got numerous DMs on Facebook and everybody wanted it. So the next time I thought, why not sell it cheaply? And again, many people responded. And that was when I realized that there was demand for high quality plant trimmings. And perhaps that I could make this a small side hustle to help pay for my aquarium supplies because, as you know, keeping an aquarium is not cheap. So stay till the end where I share with you all my numbers and break down how much I made this whole time. If you have only one tank like I do, then it is really important to optimize it as best as you can. And what I mean by that is to make sure you have as many diverse plants as possible, fast and medium growing ones, so you can sell a very diverse bundle when the time comes. And based upon my personal experience, I usually like creating a bundle of 7 to 10 different types of plants, as I find that that is the most attractive for people. So what kind of plants do I have? Well, let's have a look. My fastest growing plant is the Limnophilia sessiliflora. This one grows a new layer of leaves a day and is great for stabilizing the water. I have 4 medium growth plants and they are my Rotella H-Ra, Rotella Orange Juice, Ludwigia Super Red, and Orthodontera Ranekii Mini. I find that red plants sell very well, and to have this as part of your bundle is essential. I also include foreground and carpeting plants like Pagostemon halfari and Glossostigma in my sale. Again, medium growth, easy care, and attractive. There is one plant that adding to the bundle helps make it a definite seller, and that is Bucephalandra, specifically Bucephalandra catagang. Because believe it or not, this grows relatively quickly, 1 new leaf a week. And in the past, I've sold forests of catagang. And if you want to learn how to easily propagate Bucephalandra, you can watch this video right here for the full tutorial. Another relatively fast-growing plant is Hydrocotyle tripetita, or moneywort. This plant can be either planted in the substrate, floated in the water column, or made to be a carpeting plant. I can usually harvest a Tropica cup size of Hydrocotyle in a month. And lastly, another high demand plant are the mosses. People always ask for them. And I have 2 types, Physidon moss, also known as Phoenix moss, and Christmas moss. So in my monthly sale bundle, I always make sure to include stem plants, red plants, foreground plants, mosses, and epiphytes. How fast your plants will grow will really depend if you use CO2, fertilizers, and how you trim them. And in my experience, using CO2 will make them grow about 50% faster. But just having nice plants is not enough. You'll have to learn how to create an attractive offer so that people will read your posts and buy your plants. And here's how I do it. Now I'd like to take a quick moment and talk about the sponsor of this video, which is me and my Facebook group. I'm sure a lot of you here belong to Facebook groups. And as you know, sometimes it can be quite an intimidating affair. People can be toxic and demeaning, and a lot of people simply don't post for fear of being attacked or made fun of. So about 4 years ago, I founded the Facebook group called Aquascaping for Beginners. And my main goal is to make sure it's 99% drama and toxicity free. I want to make sure you can feel safe and relaxed and ask all your newbie questions in regards to aquariums and fish keeping. So come check us out. The link is in the description below. And now back to the video. So how do you create an attractive offer so that people will notice your post and buy your plants? The first thing that people will see is your photo. Then they will read your title. If you have a plain photo that you've taken willy-nilly, you're not going to get many offers. On many phones these days, you can switch it to portrait mode where the background is blurred. And that will really draw the eye in and create a very attractive photo. After that, you'd also want to quickly edit your photo so that the colors look very accurate. And that way when people look at your photos, they will get a really good sense of what it is you're selling. Also, if you have a nicely aquascape tank, make sure you post that in your listing. It basically shows your buyers that you know what you're doing, how to take care of aquarium plants, and that they come from a really good home. Your description is the next most important thing. It is where you're having a conversation with your potential customers. Make sure it is friendly, approachable, and honest. They should get a real sense of who you are and who they're buying from, basically. Now comes the most important part. How to price your trimmings. There are 3 things to consider. Number 1 is have a quick look at what others are offering so you can get a feel for the market. You'd want to keep your prices fairly similar, and the basic rule of thumb is just be reasonable. Number 2 is your prices should be slightly less than retail. Generally speaking, people like supporting small businesses and creating relationships as opposed to going to big box stores. So if you can offer healthy plants and good prices, the wind will generally blow in your favor. Number 3 is under-promise and over-deliver. So when I sell plants, I usually give a little extra on top of what I posted. So for instance, if I'm selling 7 stems of Rotella, I usually end up giving 8 or 9 depending on the quantity I have. And in all 3 years of selling, no one has ever complained about this. In my post, I'm very upfront that my tank has snails and some of my plants may have a little bit of algae. And 99% of the time, people don't mind having snails at all because they want to help them with controlling algae in their tanks. And for the algae issue, which is mainly on my epiphytes, my Bucephalandra, Anubias, and Javafert, what I normally do is quickly dip them in peroxide for about 3 minutes, then wash them off cleanly before the sale. And I've made a whole video about that, and you can watch it right here. If you want to do this regularly and be known in your local area as the plant guy, make sure you ask for ratings and reviews after the sale. By having reviews, people will see that you are legitimate, and future buyers will just feel more comfortable buying from you. So now is what you've been waiting for. How much have I made in my 3 years of selling plant trimmings? The total I've made is $1,200. And that's from selling plants on average about once a month. Yes, there are times where I've been lazy and months have passed where I didn't do any trimmings or sales. But for the most part, it has been quite regular. A small portion of the sales is also from selling my Bloody Mary shrimp, which I grow in my tank. Now that this model has proven itself, I've added 2 more grow-out containers, as well as 2 immersed plant farms under my stand. And you can click this video right here to see how I started a budget plant farm with my existing plants.